out. Wait, got it. And then I'm going to mute and then edit. So much fun. Got it. Come on, mute. Dang mouse. My mouse is double clicking. I couldn't get it muted. All right, now I need to edit. Open link in new tab.
Smells like soda and shame. I was talking to my buddy. I was like, well, if my Jaguars win this week, at least I can say we have a better record than the Rams.
Both teams played like crap.
Rams just look like dog shit.
They both didn't look good. Wait, where's that at? Over here. Dang it. All right, that's over there. No. You guys are coming. I'm just editing the stuff for the video for right now. Oh.
And I'm really trying to think now what we talked about. Oh, my lemonade and jalapenos went viral.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, at least DC's going to get some decent cards this week coming up. So I'll send that Mac Jones in. Now I got to get me. Now I got to find me a Mac Jones auto. I got to find me a Mac Jones and a Fields. What's up, Big Homicide? Mark, what's going on? Evening, fellas.
What's up, guys? I'm just editing this stuff on the other end. Oh.
Yeah, no, I need to find me a Fields and now Mac Jones. I'll get that Trey back. I got a couple Lawrence and I got the Zach coming back. So I have to get one of each. Just have one from the draft class.
That's done. I go here. Save.
Yeah, one more came in today. Now I'm officially 3 away from the rainbow.
Here, invite, copy, close. Where's this at? Here we are on this page. And saved yet or not. Oh, let everybody start piling in here. Lots in the hobby this week. Just so you guys are tracking, next 2 weekends I got shows I'm set up at, so I won't be doing the overtime. Be back after that. I now know I am going to the indie show on the 7th. I don't think I'm staying a night, so probably when I come back, maybe we'll do something that night. We'll see. But
I was going to ask you, did you have this?
I don't think I pulled it. No, I'm pretty sure I don't.
Well, George,
I had to look at what it was and think about Topps Chrome
the Platinum Anniversary.
Oh, I just found a whole stack of Nolan Ryans here. This is just, I didn't even know I had them because I've been going through stuff from my dollar boxes. Another $89 Russ. Just 90 upper deck. These are all from hits that I pulled somewhere along the way that just have been sitting here. These here are all from Jacob's, one of his breaks that I was in. I guess that's like Heritage or something. I must have had the Angels in. Didn't even know.
Oh, like I said, I know you do it, so I actually got one. So going through it. Like, you know what? I'll set it aside for you.
Either way, heck, I even found the Connor McDavid rookie card set from Upper Deck.
Oh, wow. Well,
Cards. Yeah, it was given away. You had to be an Upper Deck dealer, and somebody sent them to me.
all right. Suspense long enough. What is it?
I ain't saying yet. I'm waiting to see when he pops in here.
Oh, we got someone in here, huh?
Maybe coming in here. They should be in here
Ah.
shortly. Usually takes a minute for notifications going on. I need to start asking in my videos if you guys are getting the notifications or not, to comment if you are. There's been some issues across YouTube, people not getting pushes of either being lives or when videos are coming out when you're subscribed and whatever the bell thing is.
Well, I
I need to
definitely get
look
yours
into it.
because I'm definitely get yours because I'm a member. What do you call
Yeah, because some people are saying, I didn't even know you released these, and I have the bell done and everything. So I might do it on a couple videos next week. Just say, hey, you guys got an alert on this? You comment below to let me know, type deal.
it? Hey,
Except for,
cardio.com. What's up?
yeah, see, that's the weird thing. I don't know why some people are getting them and some aren't. Um, like the gridiron game one. I mean, I know I talked about enough as it is, and then the Discord trade night. I had a couple people hit me up onto like, where's the Discord at? If you guys are looking for it, it's linked. It's the third one down. Eventually, it'll be the top pinned comment.
Speaking
So
of gridiron, don't forget, guys, winner. I'm giving this to somebody.
only 4 people didn't have the Bills last night. I looked at it.
You were one of them, right?
I changed it. I told you I didn't know who I took.
Ah,
I thought I took the home team and I didn't. For some reason, I couldn't remember what I did. I honestly even looked until now and I was like, yeah, I'm down one. I'm like, oh, I guess I did take the Bills. I didn't even know that.
I know because you talked about you were going to take the Rams.
What's up, Teddy? Yeah, so
What's up, Teddy?
the trade night is going to be next Saturday. So when you go on a Discord, I did a video today and hopefully you guys got to see it. It shows where you go, the invite little thing, click it, because I want to make sure we have enough people doing this besides just me and Cora being in there, because we could trade pretty much anytime we wanted to.
I'll be in there, but I can't notify from the phone, but I'll be there.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to figure out onto it, because if he needs to make some more rooms up for just if we get like more than 10 people in there, because then it starts getting chaotic. You guys could bounce to other voice rooms so you're not talking over each other. I think we have 3 voice rooms and 2 text. But I tried to show in the video today where you go down and click things and stuff like that. Now that's from the computer. I don't know how to do it from the phone. No freaking clue on that part. But yeah, what a share screen and stuff was, because me and him did something. It was over an hour on the phone one day, but just to make sure all the stuff was set up, working right, that I had a handle onto it, because I can't look too dumb onto it, because I am kind of hosting it. But yeah, we're gonna give that a shot, and then I'm gonna try to get a couple guys that come to the show on Saturday to come in if they want to do the trade night too. It's just not trade. You can buy and sell with each other too, but just a different option for everybody out there to try to do. Let's see here.
Well, I don't think I'll have much to trade, but I'll gotta be buying. Well, I take that back. I do got some stuff coming back from you, so there might be interesting.
I am tracking the platinum card breaks thing again. Man, I've been hit up on that for 3 days straight. The box cutter to the jugular or whatever thing onto it. That's just a different realm.
He always messes with Austin, though, man.
I don't know, Teddy. It depends on to it. Like for me, I sent a lot of soccer in because I could sell it cash. And if I send in, we'll just say I spend $30 a card and I sell, and I get like 30, I'm done, and I make $10 profit. At the end, it's $300 profit made to me credit a year. But I get what you're saying. There's a lot of people that are blowing it up elsewhere.
Next level grading. No, I have not heard of them.
Somebody sent something to me about that next level grading, and I cannot remember what it was. There's so many of them out there right now. There's the next level grading. We're going to talk about arena grading tonight with Derek Jeter dumping $9 million into a company that's doing the same thing as HGA and all them, all saying computer intelligence, man by a man or a woman or whatever it is offhand doing it. We'll hit some of them up. There's another company too. I can't remember them all. There's too many coming out. And this is really honestly, I don't care how much money they dump into a company. One, we have too many vaults that are already out there. You got PWCC and eBay. Those are like your two big vault things right now. And ComC has been doing it forever. But now more people are trying to jump in onto it, thinking they could overtake the hobby with some celebrity fame and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. I can't remember the other one, like the rapper guy. What is his name? Like Master. I hate messing
Master
with
P.
Master P is or something like that. It's part of. It's a bad time because none of those guys are going to take out any of the top 4 grading companies out there. They're not going to move up past them, no matter how much they want to throw out there to us. But way too many going on. James, no, it comes in tomorrow. It was stuck in St. Louis or hold on. I'll pull the tracking up because I have it here because I've been watching yours and a couple other packages that are coming in. Yeah, yours was really weird. It left and got stuck in St. Louis and went to Indianapolis for some reason, then to Louisville. But I'll get it tomorrow and I'll look at it and then I'll hit you up.
Hey, Grunt Dad, what's up? Did you try the jalapeno lemonade? Did you try it?
I think yours got delivered today, James.
No. Well, you got to think $9 million at Jeter is just a drop in the bucket. He don't care. He makes that much on endorsements alone. He don't care. But ain't gonna work.
Oh, we're gonna hit arena grading here shortly. Yeah, it's gambling, Teddy. Back in the day, it was fun when we used to do fillers at like 35, 40. We just talked about just $35, $40. Now, I mean, I could spend $1,000 a week in breaks and I was getting a ton of stuff. Now, $1,000, it might be lucky to last me for a break or two, especially with high end. Yeah, that FCG, that forensic card grading is another one out there. There's just too many of these guys trying to come up thinking that they're going to pull it off. And just because their friends and everything are out there, they get them on the board and more than likely they're cutting them discounts onto it. You look at the guys that are promoting this stuff, Grunt Dad, the two I'm talking about, and they'll do anything for $1. They don't do any research, look into it. Hey, you're going to pay me? Cool. Hey, we'll pay you and grade X amount of cards for you for free. That's just not the answer. And then if you go in there and you look at some of their stuff that they call vaulted or in there, I wouldn't buy the cards to begin with.
Well, here's the thing. No one's going to ignore PSA and Beckett or SGC, but CSG. But, SGC and CSG, CSG price slabs are just not there. They're not there. It's just, I don't know. They're not there.
Teddy, this is years ago when I was doing breaking. I had an idea where I had some people that were coming in to do a lot of these like little independent wrestling shows that I've known for years that, either worked in TNA, WWE, WCW, and I was going to have them come on and, I wasn't going to let them break like Bowman, but I'm talking like an encased product, like clearly authentic, something they can't mess up, Dynasty, it's already encased. And I was going to do something like that, just cool, but then I backed away from it because then you start doing that celebrity breaking and people expect it all the time. And, with me, I'm doing it, getting it as a favor. I can't expect people to do that stuff for free all the time, because then you start nagging people about doing it and stuff like that. Oh, Ric Flair doing breaks. Yeah, I can just see it now.
I want to see Diamond Dallas Page do one. He hits one, he goes, yeah, bang.
I don't know if he can do the bang anymore. All right, so we got enough people in here. So everybody knows what this arena grading is, right? And I'll share a screen real quick. I got to pull it up again. I thought I had it up here.
Uh-oh.
I got to go to the link from Sports Card Daily. So I guess there's a lot of, what can I call them, influencers out there who are promoting this. And this goes to my thing where there's a lot of people that'll promote anything for the mighty dollar out there.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, it's about the share screen.
Oh, no. Oh,
did Granddad already say what it is?
No.
Oh,
No.
Granddad, don't go say it, because I told you I wanted to shock him.
No,
So-
but now that you said something, I'm like, I think I know what you're saying.
So with this here, I mean, the concept is that it's another grading company out there. I, for one, am not endorsing any grading companies, okay, except for the ones I grade with, and you guys see the videos like SGC, Vintage, stuff like that. I think this is the wrong time in the hobby for anybody to be coming out with more grading companies, because it's just not going to work. You're not going to get the value out there. But this is the thing here. So I was looking at this. Grunt Dad hit me up last night, but I was looking at it before that, and we had a little interesting conversation. So they have a marketplace, a vault, all that stuff. But I get it. Everybody now wants to do vaults, but you got to think ComC, PWCC, eBay, PSA has one now. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Where is it at here? I got to play around with these screens, and my mouse is wanting to double click. So you get a QR code in the back, and when you hit the QR code, you can go on and look to see what's wrong with your cards, right? There was a YouTuber out there that showed this, and when I looked, it was the bottom right-hand corner, right? Blew it up, said there was whiting there. The whiting is because they didn't wipe down the sides. It's the stray little fuzz that I always call the hangers there, the boogers. If you wipe that down, it's not there, and they actually docked them for that. I mean, if that's going to be a standard, wow, that's going to be hard to grade this stuff. They have all their different limits and stuff like this out there. So there's the value of the mint. They got a marketplace and stuff. And I was going through the marketplace. I was just curious onto it. But I mean, when I was really looking at this stuff, there was nothing on here. It screams like, I need to go buy this card. And when I'm looking at the values on this stuff, it's based off of a lot of this is when I go on the VCP off of PSA stuff. So just so you guys can see what the labels look like, stuff like that there. I'm not a fan, nor am I promoting this, or am I endorsing and receiving any kind of money to talk about it. But I'm going to turn this off here real quick. Let me think where stop share is. All right, that way I can come back to the comments here. Okay. So last night, interesting conversation, and then I had some more conversations today. The head grader, according to LinkedIn, for arena grading.
No.
Anthony Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I was right.
So good for him for
right.
getting. I'm going to say good for him for getting a job like that. Could be the head grader. But here's my point to it is this is I look at a lot of guys that have been grading for years. And I know I throw these names out a lot, like Dusty Baker, Sappy, trying to think who all offers services still out there. There's somebody else too. Josh, I forget his last name. There's like 4 or 5 guys that I know that do it. They're very, very good at looking over cards. Very good. I mean, They've been doing it for a long time. I picked up things off of them by watching them do it and stuff. Somebody that's just been starting to grade a year or two, and when you see their reveals and you're getting like GMA 7s and hates package stuff, I don't know. To me, that there just turned me off of even sending a card in right there.
He has zero qualification for this. Now,
what's up, Charles?
Okay. Now, if he had worked at PSA or Beckett for 5-6 years or something like that, even SGC, I can understand that.
So we were talking about this. I don't like to really slander companies out there that much. Here's the thing. TGT hasn't graded anything in a long time frame. Somebody probably bought all their stuff, hired them on as a deal, and they're there for a year or two. But I'm not saying anything. When you're now on your third grading company in like a year and a half, I don't know. To me, when I look at stuff like that there, experience wise and stuff like that, it gives me a feeling in my stomach to where I'm like, no, I'm not saying anything in.
I still want to make this R-rated right now, but I'm going to keep it PG. I swear.
I never begrudge anyone hustling. Okay, I was just looking. Like I said, good for him. He got a job as a head grader somewhere. But on LinkedIn, you can find anybody that works in the companies, because when you pull up the page originally, went from a flea market reseller to head grader in 2 years. That's what I'm talking. Actually, he was a minister before that. So let me find where it is here. As I'm talking, I'll show you. This is what I looked at yesterday. All right. So when I look at companies, now I'm not knocking anybody who goes in has money for it, but you have to have some kind of sense onto it and stuff, So I'm going to share my screen again. Give me a second. So Brian Lee, co-founder, CEO, Jeter, founding member. You could tell like the top three here are the ones that put the money into the company, probably pretty much. Jeter dumped I think it was 9 million, according to what I read on Sports Card Daily. I might be wrong, but I know there was 9 million dumped into it. But when I look at these names going across here, I don't recognize anybody at all. I mean, I think you could click on people's stuff. Let me see here. Yeah, it former CEO of Tops and stuff like that's probably where I heard O'Hara from. Home buyers warranty, realtor, Shutterfly. I mean, these guys have experiences in other areas and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Resumes are really, really, when you look at these guys here on anything, because trust me, if it's on LinkedIn, you have your resumes put on there, like everything you've ever done. And you're the one to make sure on resumes up too. But I mean, when I started looking at this, I think he was the only one Tops company that, when you go through here that has any idea about cards. I mean, there's guys on here with sports and stuff like that. But I started looking at it and I'm like, well, I'm like, we're stop share. There we go. It just, that's me. I look at how the company is structured and stuff onto something like this. And I try to figure out, okay, where's the head shed's background into this? I mean, you're going to have somebody on there that's good with social media, marketing and stuff like that. So that experience there could transfer from multiple areas over. But to be sitting there and having a vault and all this stuff, whew.
Wow.
Yeah, because they haven't done anything I haven't heard about TGT in 6 months plus. When they moved to California, I would catch them in different videos people did here and there. They even approached people I know at tables, and they got laughed at. And the guys that told me that, I would honestly believe they laughed at them. I would, because they're harsh. They're straightforward. They don't mess around. They've been doing this stuff for 20, 30 years. They don't play that stuff. But when I just seen it and I was like, what? Good luck to them. But they won't see a dollar from me. I mean, that's just me.
Nope. Even if they become the number one grader, I will not.
Granddad, I would say they were, because a lot of the technology, if you look at it through the website, it was what they were doing originally with TGT. So you got to think, what was a pure graded X or something? Then they all split apart. TGT comes out. They had that space in Pittsburgh over in McKees Rocks, right along the river. Then it ended up going to California with it. And they just didn't have the business with it at all. I mean, you could see just from their stuff, it was never getting updated. So basically, you take your company because you're in it for some money, because you had to pay for rental space, and you sell it off, the technology part, and probably at least one press thing. Probably part of the deal is, whoever was there all has jobs there for a year, 2 years to train with, and then you'll get evaluated after that, freebie of a year or two, whatever they do under the contract, you can be let go. Tag, that's the other place, tag grading. I got nothing. I won't send nothing to them, Troy. I am very firm on all these guys now popping up talking about computer AI, no human, blah, 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 blah. I'm sticking with what I know until they can prove that their resale value and they're going to stick around for longer than freaking 6 months, a year, 2 years. Then I'll think about it. The only one I was really said that would do anything was CSG, because they've had graders in comics, coins, and all that. So they had experience in grading. They pushed it over and started doing cards. I mean, their resale value is not real good right now at all, but
No.
They're still doing their thing. It's just another piece of their company earning some money.
Oh, you mean this company that was giving away free stuff at the Burbank show?
Was that the guy that owned Pure Graded X, Grunt Dad? The other owner? Okay.
Yep. That was him.
I mean, like I said, when you start with all these new companies still coming out grading, I'm just not a fan of it. We're in a part in the hobby, you call it a market, whatever you want, investment strategy, that you just can't keep slamming these new companies out there, because people are going to be like, oh, look, so-and-so is part of it. I'm going to do it. And I know I've heard already there's YouTube videos out there from various people and stuff like that. I mean, it just shows, you got to do your research. I don't like promoting things. I'll review the crap out of something. But for me to sit there and take a sponsorship ad onto that, I don't like that, because then I'm putting my endorsement on it. And I'm going to give you guys an example. Mark's Cards. Everybody was talking, oh, Mark's Cards, great thing, And look what happened there. And I could keep going on more instances of that stuff in the past 2 years. And it's one of those things now, like if it was somebody I know went out there and started something, like I'll use Jacob. I don't even know if he's watching this. Sorry if you are and I'm using your name out there. But if he went out there and started something up, I would fully back him onto it, because I know he's going to put in time, effort to try to get it done correctly. And try to be successful at the same time frame. But it's because I've known him for a long time frame. I know his work ethic. I know his background into it. Big difference on it. When you get approached by people and by emails, I mean, I wish one day, you know what I'm going to start doing? Showing the emails in the video that I get for people trying to get sponsorships. Because when you read them, it's like a freaking fourth grader wrote it. It's bad.
Well, I haven't opened one of these packages, but they're giving you little tags with the little things on the top.
No, it doesn't show it on the website, but the lead product manager was I can't think of his name. Adam or something like that. Aaron, something with an A. Grunt Dad will tell me what the name is. I can't remember. It's the other guy that was with TGT. Like I said, I really didn't follow him. And after I got the initial email from Pure Grade X, I just was not going to be part of any kind of affiliate programs or nothing. I just don't like that. Alan. Okay, that's it. Alan.
I can see CSG being number one for non-sports cards. I mean, they're going to be like that for Pokemon. They're probably going to be like that for Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or any stuff like that. I can see them doing that because of their Pokemon background.
What's that other grading company, Charles, that does a lot of Pokemon? I cannot think of the grading company. They're really a lot of like the people with Pokemon love them. There's another company. It's not CSG. Is it? Oh, maybe it is. Wait, TCG. Maybe it's called the grading company or something. TGC. I'm trying to get my initials right. But there's something out there like that where they do Pokemon. A lot of people were talking really good about it. I'm just not in the Pokemon community anymore, so I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. Dream Crusher grading. Hey, I could start making little freaking fancy labels up and put them on a freaking card saver, mail people their cards back. I mean, I've actually gone up and above because with all the pre-screens I've been doing for people, a guy made up, and it's on PowerPoint. I don't know if I can show. No, I can't because I can't share it on here. Well, anyhow, it's like a thing to where now, because what I've been doing is like I'll type in an email to usually somebody like one like I don't know, Kobe Bryant tops rookie, and I'll put front, left corner, where whatever. So it'll go like that in an email. And then if it's something crazy, I've been now attaching a picture because I'll take a picture of my cell phone of the screen just so somebody can see what the heck I'm talking about. Well, somebody came up with an idea of having like an actual sheet. So it has a rectangle, two rectangles, and they'll say front on one, back on the other for the card. Then it has like a check the blocks for off center, front, off center, back. And then it has like notes and all that, but it allows me to write onto it. So I can just take it when I'm done, throw it in my scanner, scan it, and send it to the person. And I'm trying to get that done within like before the end of the month. I just got to get a couple things I want to put on it revamped. But that's just something I do on the side. It's not like a full-time thing.
See, if you started doing that, you can name it DCA, Dream Crusher approved.
No, because I think DGA is taken already out there. I just have to.
No, Dream Crusher.
Or DCA, it's probably already taken the initial somewhere. I'd have to figure.
Dream Crusher approval.
The CGC, maybe that was it. CGC. Yeah, maybe that's it I'm thinking of. I can't remember. There was somebody out there that was like really, really big with Pokemon everybody loved. Yeah, I could start doing Dream Crusher stuff. I mean, I hit everything because the thing is, you never know what the grader is going to look at and what they're going to give you. So if I tell you there's 2 divots on it, if they count both divots, you can get a 9. If they say, hey, you know what, there's usually average of 2 divots per card, it's a 10, you'll get a 10. But at least you know your flaws on there, and you just got to take your risk on where you're going to be at on to it. Just like they were doing really heavy here recently on I can't remember which product it was at Tops. No, I take it back. Maybe it was Prism or Optics. Somebody was there select, but the lines onto it, they're not giving you anything anymore in those lines. Oh, bad.
Oh, it was on mine, wasn't it?
Mm-mm. No, not that. That's a complete different thing. I'm talking about the regular roller lines that are onto it. Yours is a straight like flaw going across the line. Those there are killers. And at first, people snuck them through. And when I mailed mine in, they all came back. I want to say they were 7s, if I recall right. I know some people did. Well, that was with Beckett back in the day. I think PSA nailed to people with 6s on those lines like that. But you just got to be careful with a lot of this stuff out there. But man, I'll tell you, grading's going to keep changing. We got a lot of changes coming up. It's just going to keep changing and changing. I'm still a firm believer. I mean, ever since COVID, I told you guys when the box prices went up, you can't grade your boxes out anymore. So, I mean, now you're doing it for the biggest wild gamble opening and stuff. Your best bet is to go to a show, buy a card, hopefully look it over well enough, grade it out. I mean, a bigger card, you could, do well on with a 9 because, the multiplier 1.2 to 1.5 of it, depending on the brand and the card. So, I mean, you buy it for 1,000 and you grade it for 100, it comes back a 9, you can sell for 15, you make some money. but it's where you have to try to look for them perfect 10s out of the thing and run it. To me, it just don't pay to buy the wax anymore. And
No,
the way
no, because you're not going to be able to get your money back unless you hit something stupid. If you don't hit something stupid, you're basically going to lose money every time.
you will, and that's the thing. I mean, if you look at a lot of the products, I mean, I can tell you now, I don't even think Topps has put out Bowman Draft this year. I think the last product I have from Topps coming in is Allen and Ginter this year.
Oh, yay.
Uh-huh. But I mean, my stuff's dwindled away. So, and I mean, if I want to get soccer next year, I got to buy Panini. So now you're going to be like where you're back at the mercy of the breakers, and people are going to be smart onto it. And I know there's a lot of people talking about to where, you know, you're not going to be a breaker making your thousands of dollars on some cases, 500 on this, 1,000 on this case. With pre-orders or afterwards, even a couple hundred, you might go back to making $100 after shipping and fees. And that's how breaking was, you know, from probably 2017, maybe a little bit in 18 and back. It's the way it always was for me. I think like the biggest money products, I mean, you were happy when you got a case or two of NT and you were able to make like $203, maybe $400 on that case. And it's a quick break and to ship and flawless. You're like, woohoo, yay. You know, I think we were paying $12.50 for a briefcase and it was retailing at $1,500. So you were breaking at $3,000 a case and you were in it for $2,500, take out your fees and whatever little bit of shipping, you know, you might make $350, $400 on. That was good money. But then you were also grinding, trying to break even on products like freaking Donruss and Allen and Ginter and Elite, Donruss Elite, all that stuff. And I haven't had any new news on Fanatics on anything. I could just tell you a lot of the people I know that own shops are already getting allocations and had accounts with Fanatics prior to this. And I do know there are breakers who have signed with Fanatics. They're just not allowed to publicly put it out. Or they're just lying, one of the two. But I know one guy personally, I don't think he would lie about that. I just can't push their names out till Fanatics says something. It was like one of them little conversations like, hey, don't put my name out there with this. Because, you know, they're fearing that, you know, their name gets out early, they lose their deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Troy, I was talking about that a little bit earlier. I had like 3 days worth of messages onto that stuff. Man, that's just crazy. And it was a little freaking box cutter or whatever it was and stuff. I mean, people are like, oh, they do that all the time. I don't know. I don't watch them anymore, nor am I in their breaks. I probably haven't been in a break with them probably since like 2019, maybe 18. I don't know when, but I think 19. When I bought this house, I might have gotten a couple, but you know, that just looks bad when stuff like that happens. Joking around or not, the wrong person catching that live onto like a stream could report that. Next thing you know, you have like a SWAT team busting through your door. Can you imagine doing a break and a SWAT team busts through your door, knocks your camera over in the middle of a break? Don't.
Well, I know sports car radio went hard on them.
Yeah, they hit them all hard. That's what needs to be done a lot of times. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff they have onto it. And I mean, there's stuff like, you know, I could tell you because if you don't own a shop, you can't get a Topps account, you can't get a Panini account. I don't know how Leaf does theirs. Trying to remember. I don't think I ever had a Leaf account.
Was someone else supposed to join us, or
No. I was waiting for somebody in chat to come in, but there was also you know, you have to get your products like multiple ways. You have your distributor level that you get your pre-allocation. You have to buy a ton of allocation to get that. So that's GTS, Southern Peach. Then you have dealer net, which is you have to have I think you still have to have a business license to go on there and do all that, if I recall right. Because I can't remember when I set it up years ago. But you could sit there and say, hey, I'm buying cases of this at this price, X amount of cases. That's another way you get your product. Same along with going through like David Adams Blowout, or heck, there's shops that get allocations of Flawless and NT, and because of what it costs now, nobody's coming in those shops to buy them. So, they might have a connection. You could have a connection that way. You could have a connection by them putting it on DealerNet. Then, you start buying so much off them, instead of paying them fees, you're like, hey, let's meet in the middle of the fees for it type deal and stuff.
Well, you can buy cases on my slabs.
Probably could. You get them on eBay too if you want.
Yep.
There's still all kind of different ways of getting them out there. It's just really hard to get like a Panini or Topps account. You have to have the brick and mortar, just like, okay, for Upper Deck, in order to get Upper Deck, and even to get Upper Deck from a distributor like GTS Peak Southern, you have to physically have an Upper Deck. I think it's called Diamond Dealer. And with that, you have to have like a setup just for Upper Deck stuff in your store. It has to be like put on your window. You got to take pictures of your building, all this crazy stuff just to get that, just so you can buy the stuff. Like for me, I can't buy Upper Deck from a distributor. I think it's for 6 months till after 6 months after release. But if I wanted to buy like Black Diamond right now, I'd have to go through David Adams or something like that. Or I'd go to somebody I know it's a diamond dealer. I'm like, hey, you want to get me a couple boxes and, give me a couple bucks off onto it? I'll pay you what you're paying for it type deal. And all it does is helps them for their pre-allocation later.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's a ton of people out there that like for breakers. So say Prism releases and they restock it in day of release because they keep X amount behind that don't go on allocation. And they're like, hey, we got boxes of Prism at $1,500 a box. You could order up to like half a case per account. And this is no joke. People hit other people up with accounts. Like, you still at your account? Hey, give me a half a case of that, and I'll send the money over to you. And they'll send you the money over, get it. And then when it comes in, they'll either come pick it up or you'll ship it off to them. Unless you have an older account with GTS, you could drop ship. Otherwise, I have to have licenses. And I do have licenses in other states now because of the Wayfair Act. But I just don't register it with them. I probably could drop ship to a lot of places out there, but it would have to be like for example, if I say Joey wanted to buy, I don't know, a case of Flawless at whatever I'm getting it at, and for me to drop ship it to him, his address would have to be at a PO box type deal, and it would have to be like Extreme Card Breaks, PO box, blah blah blah, attention Joey, blah blah blah, at this address here, because it'd have to be registered that way.
Eventually.
My account will go defunct here shortly. Probably next year I'll only
Yeah.
order a few boxes here and there. It'll mostly just be soccer stuff because the one thing I'll get, like, I like Futera.
No more Pokemon?
It's rare anymore that I get any Pokemon solicitation anymore. And I was getting a good chunk of Pokemon.
I haven't heard you say anything about Pokemon for a while.
I still got Pokemon on my shelf here. I don't even know what the heck they are. They just sit there. I got Garbage Pail Kids over there too. Eventually, I'm going to start just having a website back up to where it's just going to say wax/boxes. And if somebody wants them, they can go there and get them. Headache when you start running it all over the place. Hard enough trying to manage just like two places. Not like there's now a thing out called, hold on, I saved it in here somewhere over a rainbow. Where was it at? Maybe I didn't save it, but if you go on to the My Slabs Facebook page, Greeny put a thing out. I think it was Greeny, and I didn't save it. It's a thing to where you could load your cards onto this dude's site, and you could put them from there onto eBay and My Slabs both. But they only do graded cards with the My Slabs or something, or they're only doing graded cards. I forget. But
they're doing linked
It's a link. So basically, if your
Yeah.
card sells on one of those other platforms, it'll delete it off of the other platforms afterwards. It's a good idea. Plus, he
So
just put out
link
things
selling.
today. If you guys check it out, it's in some of the comments, but about having insurance because people are paying postage insurance and they're having some issues with it. You could get insurance on your cards through a private place that'll cover that for shipping. So long as you have a real receipt going out showing it and it's being sent off, if it got lost, damaged, your insurance policy picks it up. But remember, it's just like any other insurance policy, you have a deductible onto it too. So you could set as low as $0 onto it. I mean, I have insurance, it's separate onto my stuff, and it does carry over for shipping, but it's only those specific cards. Now, this other one he gave, I'm going to give him a call here next week. So if it just covers anything in my inventory and I don't have to keep it like a constantly updated running list, I'd buy it. Oh, they did? I didn't know they did. Yeah, he just linked something up. I forget what it was called, Charles, but it's not bad. Oh, I like Upper Deck Hockey. Don't get me wrong, Troy. I am a fan of Upper Deck Hockey. You guys are going to start seeing me open up hockey more because it's the only thing I want to really open up. It's priced right. I mean, you can do well into it in certain products. I'll close out some of this crazy stuff on my computer here. There we go.
And I can't get my head wrapped around what you said.
Yeah.
It's like literally whose dong did he have to lick to get that job?
I don't think he did. Probably was part of the deal when they bought out the whatever program they used and all that. So that's one thing I come with, but I don't want to speculate on how it went down either because I don't know. They might not have sold it all to him. I don't know. My thoughts and a lot of other people's thoughts are onto it is that, it is what it is. Good for him. He got a job as a head grader.
Now,
I don't know how well it's going to hold up, but we'll see.
Why would Arena hire people that have failed twice on their companies?
Hey, you can do the same thing. Look at NFL football coaches that fail. They get hired at other jobs out there. I mean,
but they've had more experience than these guys.
You got to think
those coaches that get hired and fired, they've been in football for umpteen years, or they're former players.
Well,
2 years of just throwing something together and doing this for 2 years doesn't give you experience.
Look at some of the companies.
Haven't been with a top grading company with the experience.
Look at some of the companies that came out during COVID that got bought up. They retained people that worked there that had very little experience because they were the subject matter experts and they're supposed to bring them in, do the training, and then they, after that little piece could be a year, 2 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever it is up, then they're evaluated like anybody else. You can get fired, let go, company could go kaput. Like I said, there's just too many more companies coming out now. I've now heard of like 4 that have come out since June that I know of.
Why would you do that? Why would you not just try and grab a grader from one of the big companies to start it up with? Someone who's trusted and someone who has some kind of reputation.
Don't know. Grunt Dad, the answer to your question is I would never be a virtual grader. Here's the reason why. If you put that on a scan, you could be looking at the card, and to me, that's just not 100% good method because stuff can be missed, stuff can be on the card that you could blow off a piece of dust. It looks like something on, or even though people are like, oh, we could tell that's dust. Okay, whatever. But I think you could use it for certain areas. I think you could use it for centering of the card. I think it's perfect if you use a computer AI to knock out the centering onto a card. But as far as surface, edges, and corners, we've been doing it for years with magnification. Why not just keep it at that?
But what's
You
so
know?
funny? What's so funny is they're not the only company out there that's using this kind of technology.
That's why I said there was at least 4 new companies that have started up since the beginning of summer with doing computer AI.
No,
Everybody,
even back a year and a half ago, you had companies.
there's a ton. Yeah, there's a ton now. And all it is basically like a freaking paint program or something. I forget what it's called, like a Photoshop, to where you're using an infrared onto the card. And then you got to just feed in the centering piece onto, which is your programmer has to do onto that. Other than that, you're just going to zoom in, look at corners and edges and stuff, and make your own opinion off of a picture. I don't like that part onto it. Just not a fan. I think a lot of things could flow through with it. Because here's the next piece onto it. With all the companies coming up, how many do you think could figure out a trim card? One has a replaced patch. Can say this autograph is real. I mean, now we're starting to come into all kind of different things out there onto them.
Oh, they'll just be like, oh, we'll just compare to PSA. Compare. They're going to compare because they got no way to do it.
That's everybody's going to compare. Grading is subjective all around. Don't get me wrong. The computer is not going to take being subjective out of it, because a person has to program that computer to think. And so when you're programming it to think, you're having to think what the person tells them.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now, can't you manipulate it to say what
exactly, Grunt Dad? That's what I'm getting at.
Can't they just basically, they can manipulate that?
You could manipulate anything out there. I mean, it's not hard. That's why, like I said, with what I do versus what companies do out there across the board, I'm trying to just keep myself afloat by being more time efficient, I guess, in a way. And there's just, with PSA open up a lot of stuff. I mean, now I'm probably looking at, in a course of a month, I bet you I'm looking around 400 or 500 cards a month coming into me to look at, roughly somewhere around there. Oh, I think they will, Charles. All of them will. It don't matter who you have that's going to put money in your company and the brand and name that goes along with it. It comes down to, is there a need for this right now out there? And 2, what's your expertise? Again, we talked about what makes expertise onto it. Just because you've done something on the side gig, like, why would PSA want to hire me as a head grader? I've only been looking at cards for so long. I mean, but does that make me a prime person to be a head? Like, and when I talk about head graders, you guys know PSA has many head graders out there, because it goes through their first line, then their second line. So, I mean, do I make qualifications? I don't think I do personally.
Well, PSA bringing that $22 level, I already talked about this. I like SGC. I've used them. I like them. I like their slabs and everything, but they need to lower their price. I get it. They had their 30 right now.
Well, you gotta look, it's based off of the declared value of the card after grading. So $22 can get you up to $199 in declared value after it's done. $30 gets you up to $499. So when you start looking at these other companies and you're saying they're charging $25 to $30 a pop, okay, what's their high limit onto the value of the card? And then let's hit the next part on to, there's values. Even SGC has them.
SGC doesn't have really a value.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
At what level?
I don't recall. There's 2 or 3 onto it. But anyhow, you have to look then, okay, so I'm paying X amount here versus a known grading company or this grading company. And what's the resale value between the two? I'm going to see if I can pull it up here.
Charles Beckett's been irrelevant for a long time, unless you're doing something like Quick. That's one thing, but they're just, I don't know what's going on with Beckett. They're just stuck behind the 8 ball, and they need to just figure it out to get back something back from them.
If you're doing the 20 to 25 business days with SGC, up to a $1,500 declared value is $30, $85 for under 3,500. After that, it's $10 for each additional 10,000 over 100,000. Oh, it's even more money. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they all have it on here. You just have to go through and look at it. I agree with you, Troy. It should be that way, but they set it up that way because here's the thing is, if I'm mailing in, I don't know, a Michael Jordan rookie, right? And I want to mail it in at the $30 level, it's going to sit there forever. People like me want to get that back quicker than all the people that are slamming Luis Robert freaking Topps Chrome rookies in. So I'm going to pay the $50 or $100 onto it. I still think it should be a freedom of choice onto it, what level I want to put it at. I agree. But I kind of understand why, in a way, they did it too, with a declared value piece onto it, because it's probably the way their business is set up now and how it's all going through. I kind of got it. But I would rather still have my own freedom to choose what level I want to have it, what card to go through. They can still have all the levels. Just let me choose. Do I want to send it 50, 30, 22, 100, 500? Because trust me, people are still going to send stuff in that way. But I think the way they stay afloat too is that, think about it, if I pull like $5,000 plus cards and I mail them into $30 level saying, I don't care when they come back, the company's not making any money to stay afloat. And you got to think they had to expand their business onto it. So they have to have something like that to where they're getting that money back in to keep them, probably those people's jobs out there, really. But I mean, I understand it. I think there should be, I think that if your card is like $5,000 or more, it has to go into express level or above, be worded like that. Under $4,999 and below, or you could choose these levels here to have it go through. I mean, till I would be able to work there and see exactly what's going on, I really can't say offhand.
Well, now I have a card coming back that kind of slipped through the cracks of not getting upcharged. So sometimes they let it slide, sometimes they don't.
Well, I think it also depends on the person and nature's account too, if they let it slide. I think they do favoritism by that. I mean, I told you about how much I've graded personally. It's spent with grading just underneath my account this year, not other people's accounts.
Well, yeah.
So underneath my account, with what was already spent going through there, maybe they give me a freebie here or there. Hey, that's nice. I appreciate it. I know I run the risk of getting an upcharge all the time.
Football team teriyaki. Spicy mayo, avocado, cucumber, and
We'll see. I mean, like I said, Troy, with all these companies that come out with all their, I call them their Flugelbinder ideas, until I see them sticking around for a while and having consistent sales, I'm just not sold on it. I've seen this happen before in the hobby. It just doesn't pan out. I mean, the only one that's really been around for a long time frame, and gosh, I don't even know how GMA's been around for as long as they have. I think it's been because he was working out of his basement for the longest time, but I mean, that's the only one I can sit there and think about that's been around forever. and ever. And I think you have to like print off and handwrite all your stuff still in the GMA form to send it in. Tag is trying to remember what they call it. Something Target. No.
No, I'll tell you right now. Technical authentication and grading.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I can't remember. They're all over the place. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, they have great ideas, but for me to put any money into a company, you need to have consistency for a long period of time. Now, if we only had like one grading company out there or two, like just say PSA and Beckett were the only two, and then they came out real quick, I probably would try to put some money into it as a third grading company if that was all there was. But we already have four that people use frequently. CSG, SGC, Beckett, and PSA. And we start putting all these others in. Will you try to fight for number 5 on the board?
There's always room for competition, but when you're stuck behind the 8 ball, when there's already 4 legitimate ones, it's going to be hard, really hard for you to get that ladder.
See, when you talk competition, this isn't like video games, Xbox versus PlayStation, to where you have a bigger audience that's going to buy the product. You're talking about the sports card community. And before COVID, it was not big. Even during COVID, it did shoot up, but that number has shrank again. Just look at all the YouTube channels that are no longer around, for one. That should just tell you right off the bat. That there, you just don't have enough people out there, an audience that you're going to be able to capture and push that stuff out. It's not video games. It's not new TVs to new cars or whatever, to where people want it. Some places, like a car might be a necessity because you need to drive to work, to communicate, or to commute and stuff like that there. But this is a hobby. It's not like I got to have a TV in my house. I have to have, this or that. Sports cards, I mean, to me, it's just one of those things.
Well, can't really say it's a hobby anymore. Depends on how you look at it.
I can tell you now, a lot of the people that, I should say, the older people that have been buying from me for a long time, even come to these shows, there are still a lot of set builders out there come through, a lot. More, and there's been more and more popping up at the shows recently that I've seen. And I've even seen younger kids going through people's boxes to build sets, which I'm proud to see. I really am. It's just one of those things.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, William, man. Well, at least you're okay. Did you have the cards insured for the smoke damage?
Yeah, that's hard when you got stuff like that happening. Sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, see, that's the thing with insurance. They don't cover cards collectibles unless you have a private insurance onto it.
I do. I put a private insurance on mine.
Yeah, you could always replace cards. Well, I mean, unless you have like an Honest Wagner rookie, that's going to be kind of hard to replace. But but yeah, you could always replace that stuff.
Oh, I have.
And technically, that's almost one of the reasons why. Another reason why I don't have big high-end cards in my place anymore. One was once I started doing this and my address was out there. That's one thing. Because you never know who will buy from me. Like, I got his address now. I bought a $10 card. I'm gonna come rob him. The other reason was, because of insurance purposes and stuff like that. There, just for an example, say like I had my stuff here, it wasn't in a safe. My neighbor's house catches on fire, which catches my house on fire. I still have a deductible on mine. But my insurance is going to have to investigate, go after them. It's just going to be a hassle all around onto it. To me, at the bank, locked up. It's FDIC insured too. And I have my own insurance onto it. And I will say I've only had one instance on one of my cards that was insured. I'd go through my insurance and I pay a little over $6,000 a year for. But that there, they pay literally because you have to mail spreadsheets in, pictures, all this stuff to this insurance company ahead of time each year. And then you update it. So when I sent in with what all happened and stuff like that there, they literally went on there. It's already on my spreadsheet. They had the pictures. I sent them I think I sent them the VCP and like a couple eBay sold listing screenshots, and they literally got it one day, and 2 days later the money was already direct deposited in my account, which was good.
Well, at least I'm glad you're okay. Well, glad you're okay. No. As long as you and the family are okay, everything can be
Yeah,
replaced.
that's a good thing. As long as you guys are all safe and secure. Everything else, I know it's a hard time, but you can replace it all over time with the insurance and stuff. It'll just take a while.
Yeah.
Troy, that was one of the hardest things for me to ever do, was take them to a safety deposit box. And then the funny part was I had it close and I kept doing that, what you're saying, and I moved it further away because I hate driving now. I used to love driving. Now it's to the point last probably 4 or 5 years. I hate driving long distances. So to me, I'm not driving 38 minutes one way to go to that bank to go in here and get my cards and look at them.
Oh, don't tell me you lost your cat in the fire, or did it run away?
I'm hoping he says it ran away.
Yeah, I know. That sucks. That really sucks.
That was always like one of my biggest fears, is something would happen here and my animals, I'd be gone and my animals would be like gone, like tornado or whatever, fire.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, those are pet is a hard thing to replace. Oh, some of you guys hitting Discord up, huh?
If Cora is watching this, see
I
if we
haven't
can
seen him in the
figure out.
chat. I haven't seen him in the chat.
See if we can figure out how to put the invite or the bookmark that you'll be there for the trade night on the phone on the app.
Couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't really use it that much unless I'm responding to somebody.
Yeah. Or like I said, I'll be there. I just can't. I'll be there.
Troy, but within that 38-minute radius, there's probably about 20 banks. That's the one thing about this state, man. There's so many freaking banks out here.
Oh, don't get me started on stuff. How many churches there are compared to hospitals? I got about 30 churches here. We got one hospital.
Until I moved to Kentucky, I've never seen so many churches. Literally, I took my mom. I can't remember where I went. It was just down. It might have been to like the post office in Radcliffe, not my local one, but it's just like one road down. And I was like, "You want to go to church?" I'd say, "There's a church here. There's one on the left side. Oh, there's two more on the right." I think we passed like 6 within a mile of driving. And I was like, "There's a lot of church." She's like, "Do people go to all these?" Because where she lives at, you probably have about, and I'm talking about a big area, maybe 12 to 14 big churches out there. But it's with acreage, it's huge. Probably if you put a dot in the thing, you went out like 30 minutes in a circle around, that's probably about how many churches there are. And some of them are even shut down from back in the day because they don't get the business. But I was showing her the one out here they have a big one up in Louisville, and like they post how much they get donated weekly. It's millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy crap. But a lot of people out here, because of I've learned have these churches so they can have write-offs. And this is no joke. It's like there's a couple of them that are so small. I don't think you could fit more than 30 people in there. It depends, William, on the bank. That's one of the things you have to ask them. Because what I've known with the national banks versus the local community banks and the credit unions, they all had different things. With the FDIC covers so much onto it, and then it's a lot with it. I just went around and had my own insurance. Now, Grant, I'm going to tell you, my own insurance is a lot per year, but what I have value onto it is a lot too. So that's the only reason why. I think that like if you did like 20 or 30,000 a year, it's something like maybe $100 or $150 a year onto it, something like that. But as you start climbing up into it, I think 100,000 was something like, I want to say it was somewhere around like 1,500 a year or something. Yeah, that might be right, because I'm trying to think where I'm at. Yeah. And as you go up into the thing too, in the brackets, it's somewhat gets expensive at first, then it starts lessening the burden for a piece, then it shoots way back up in between the brackets.
Huh.
I don't know. To me, that's one of the reasons I went with an insurance company, and I knew of people that had issues, and they got paid very quickly. I only, knock on wood, had one issue, and they paid out very, very quickly on it. Very quickly. But see, my insurance also covers like stupid stuff, like if I was transporting my cards from point A to point B, got in a car accident, my whole car lit on fire and done, it pays out. Stuff like that there, or if it theft, tornadoes, hurricanes, all that stuff, it covers it all across the board.
So how many of you suckers had the Rams last night?
4, I told you, on Gridiron, 4.
On the gridiron, but I'm talking about the chat.
I don't know. Dang, they're already early tonight. Oh, it's
It was
already.
it was a sloppy game, but those Rams looked horrible. I don't think Stafford's elbow is okay. I still say something wrong with it.
Yeah, see what happens when.
I was telling my Ram buddies, I was like, you understand if my team wins this week, we'll have a better record than you? They were like, that ain't gonna happen. They don't think my team has a shot against Washington.
Don't know. See what happens. Any given Sunday, somebody go out there and be spectacular and suck the rest of the year. I mean, that game to me, there was so many dang turnovers in the one Thursday night that. I mean, people are out there claiming, if you go on Facebook, oh, Josh Allen greater than Patrick Mahomes, blah, 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 and all this stuff. I'm like, it was one game. And technically, it was not the greatest game out there. I want to say between both of them, they throw like 4 or 5 interceptions.
There was like 4. Well, Stafford threw 3 interceptions, but I think there was like.
I know. I'm looking now. I think Allen had 1. No, he had 2. So 2 and 3. So 5 interceptions in the game. You had,
and then there was like 2 fumbles.
5 fumble lost, 3 fumbles lost. And then the sacks was just stupid out there. Total of 9
the Bills
sacks
had
7.
Game.
Yeah.
The Bills had 7.
Yep, they sure
Broncos
did.
and Seahawks, I'm taking Broncos. Funny about the Broncos and Seahawks, I have Russell Wilson on my fantasy team, but I'm going to start Mahomes. Everyone's like, you should start Wilson. He's going to go back home and light it up. And I was like, if there's one person that knows Russell Wilson and his weaknesses, going to be Pete Carroll. Now, will they execute it? I don't know. It's kind of one of those wait and see games with Broncos, but I think Broncos take that game.
I'm kind of wanting to watch the San Francisco game versus Chicago in a way, but I'm not going to hold a whole lot if Trey Lance has a great first game on that. The other one is a lot of people are really high in Philadelphia this year, I found out.
Yep.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm curious on that there.
I'm not, because I got to see Jalen Hurts. Last year, what I saw from him, I wasn't impressed. He's still more of a scrambler and a runner. They did get A.J. Brown. They got Devontae Smith. They did just let Jalen Reagor go in a trade. So I really think everyone's hyped up on them. They did get some defensive players. The team I'm really, really interested this year, it's either a make or break year for them. It's Minnesota.
Yeah, the game I want to watch this week's really going to be the Raiders and Chargers out of them all.
That's going to be a fun game.
I mean, I
Mayfield-
almost want to watch the Chiefs and Cardinals in a way, but I'll watch the highlights. That I think I'm going to watch the Chargers Raiders because I think it's going to be more of an exciting scoring game.
Now, do you think Mayfield will light up against the Browns? Here's my thing with Mayfield. The Browns' defense is not bad. They still got good players on that defense. And him saying that he wants to F them up, I'm sure that's some nice locker material for that defense, especially Myles Garrett, who said, I'm not taking it to heart, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you say. He's still taking it to heart. He's still taking it personal.
See, never know.
Now, is Jacoby Brissett going to light it up against him? No. You're going to see a lot of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. You're going to see a lot of running that game with the Browns. Or you're going to see a lot of 10, 12-yard passes from Brissett because he don't have a strong arm.
It'll be good, some good games out there, but I got to cut this because I got another Zoom to be into, and they were actually early today.
Uh-oh.
But other than that, guys, appreciate it as always. No overtime next 2 weeks, like I said at the beginning, just in case anybody missed it, due to the fact I got shows the next 2 Saturdays, and I got to be up too early, especially the 24th. That's that one way out in Indiana. I got to get up at like dark 30 to leave. But make sure you guys keep an eye out on football games. Injuries are still popping out of some places too from practices, and the point spreads can change. They change daily, so make sure you keep your eye on the point spreads. They will change up until the game. Better than that, appreciate everybody. And probably won't see you to whatever the one is between the 24th. So it'd be September 30th. September 30th be the next overtime. All right, guys, take care. We are out. I know I'm still here, guys. Hold on, I gotta switch my camera around real quick.